Today, the world is one global village. Although it may be invisible to our eyes, all of us are closely connected. The pain of someone on one side of the world causes suffering on the other side. The issue of peace and coexistence in the global community is no longer irrelevant. It is extremely relevant to us all. We need new and innovative laws that can help ensure international peace and security. Recognizing this need, HWPL, which is a global peace organization, and its International Law Peace Committee, drafted the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. The DPCW, while upholding the UN Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, pursues a more complete peace. How will this declaration change the world?
Article 1.
On Earth, there are so many conflicts, big and small, between and within nations for various reasons. But does it sound all right to you that armed force is used to resolve this issue? The DPCW ultimately aims to prohibit the use of armed force.
Article 2.
Also, the DPCW declares that states should not produce various types of weapons which cost astronomical sums of money to make and maintain. It calls upon states to gradually dismantle the existing weapons and reduce military bases. The money and effort spent on armaments should be repurposed to serve the benefit of humanity.
Article 3.
States should respect each other and develop friendly relations. This not only refers to international relations, but also includes the people of each state. States should condemn and criminalize acts of aggression. Also, states should take measures to ensure that their citizens and corporations do not contribute to violations of international law.
Article 4.
By doing so, each state can protect its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Military, political, economic, or any form of coercion should not be used to violate the existing state boundaries.
Article 5.
States should not engage in any intervention that seeks to divide or separate a state, and attempts at succession should not be recognized prematurely. In case of nation-states that have been divided, they should be encouraged to engage in cooperation and dialogue which may provide the divided peoples with their right to self-determination and unified government. But what if disputes occur nonetheless? How does the DPCW propose to resolve this issue?
Article 6.
The DPCW declares the states have the obligation to settle their international disputes through peaceful means. Various forms of dispute resolution can be proposed, but in a manner that does not endanger international peace and security. And states should carry out any judgment or decision reached by a judicial body, such as the International Court of Justice.
Article 7.
Also, even if exercised in self-defense, the use of force should be strictly limited. Let's say someone throws a stone at you, and it would be outrageous to attack back with a cannon. The excessive use of force is not acceptable in the international community. But too many armed conflicts are taking place even at this moment. How long must we be preoccupied with responding to immediate crises arising from the problems that have already occurred? Isn't there any new and innovative way to bring conflicts to a complete end?
Article 8.
Recognizing the seriousness of religious conflicts, the DPCW seeks to strengthen joint efforts to resolve them. States should foster religious freedom and respect diversity of religions and beliefs. And states should prohibit the usage of religion to justify or incite acts of violence against others.
Article 9.
In circumstances where individuals or groups perpetrate acts of violence in the name of their religion, states should take adequate measures that lead to the prosecution and punishment of such activities. Such measures should, in extreme cases, include the proscription of faith groups. But is this all? We, HWPL, made efforts to present a better direction for the future of our world, which has long suffered from wars.
Article 10.
It's the ideas of war that lead to actions of war. We want the word war to disappear from our vocabulary. Peace education that leads to people to learn, speak, and practice peace, and peace movement that sows the seed of culture into people's hearts. Through such a culture, if peace is instilled in the hearts and minds of humanity, a world of lasting peace will be possible, even without the compulsion of law. We, HWPL, are carrying out the following activities to achieve adoption of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War by the United Nations. The first is advocacy towards civil society worldwide. Through the Legislate Peace campaign, the DPCW is receiving wide support from around the world. All the signatures and letters of support from civil society testify to this, and they will be presented to the governments and the UN. HWPL and its two wings, IWPG and IPYG, will work together with the HWPL International Law Peace Committee, Peace Advisory Council, Publicity Ambassadors, HWPL Peace Advocacy Committee, and many other partner organizations to discuss practical ways to achieve adoption of the DPCW by the UN. Also, we will raise our voices to call for the implementation of the DPCW. The second is establishing cooperative relations with various countries for the development and adoption of the DPCW. We will discuss and share opinions on the possibility of national level support for the DPCW, and the supporting countries should spread a culture of peace by developing and implementing peace policies based on the DPCW. Working level meetings should be held with representatives from each country to discuss measures for development and adoption of the DPCW. The countries that actively support the declaration will call on the UN to adopt the DPCW. Through the support of many countries, if the DPCW gets adopted by the UN and implemented globally, a beautiful world without war will become a reality.